I work as a elite player development officer with Leinster, and part of that involves working with our academy but also our sub-academy, which is really the precursor to players who come into our academy system. So they're all primarily in their first year out of school.
Well, I started playing rugby for Mullingar Rugby Club when I was about 11, I'd say, and worked up through the system. I was playing other sports at the time, so I was just keeping my options open.
I suppose you're an inspiration for them because you didn't necessarily go through a rugby school.
Yeah.
It was more through the club system.
Yeah.
And did you find it was maybe more challenging for you to kind of get involved in the rugby scene because of that?
Whether you're clubs or schools, there's equal opportunity for everyone. If you're good enough, you'll make it.
Guys come from both the club and the school systems, and what we do is we work with them in a rugby capacity and also a strength and conditioning capacity to try and prepare them for the academy and potentially to move on into the professional game then.
So tell me about your background in rugby.
Well, I started off playing in Skerries when I was like 5.
When you were 5,
yeah,
okay, so you started
young.
early.
Yeah, it's been in my family, like, so my older brothers started, that got me interested. My dad never stopped from watching TV, so with the rugby, you weren't allowed to watch football and stuff, so.
Okay, right, 100% rugby house.
Yeah, 100%.
Of course, education is really, really important as well. So if the guys fail their exams, they're kind of out of the academy, isn't that right?
Well, yeah, it's really important that a guy has a career path laid out for him, and we would obviously encourage guys to pursue a college course or potentially a vocation or a trade, depending on their interest, because rugby's a short career. Or, you know, unfortunately, it does happen that guys can be injured and potentially fall out of the game at an earlier stage.
What time did you get here today?
I got here just about 27.
27?
Yeah, I live up in Clontarf, so I was up before 6.
Wow. And on top of that, you're in university, you're in Trinity.
Yeah.
Studying, what are you studying?
Business and economics in Trinity, so yeah, no, it's hard to balance everything, but it is manageable.
Well, that's good. And if it was me, I'd be like, I can't get out of bed. But I suppose that's what the sub-academy is, it's to kind of see who's going to be able to be that determined.
We're looking at guys not just in terms of their rugby, but the broader scale of things. So, you know, we look at their technical and tactical in the game, we look at their mental side of things, you know, and also their lifestyle is huge, because being a professional player is hard work. There's a lot of early mornings, there's a really huge amount of discipline involved in your nutrition, your diet, your hydration, looking after your sleep, rest and recovery.
They're not allowed to have too many nights out.
No, not at all really, yeah, and I think the kind of glamorous side of things and maybe how people perceive the game isn't really the reality anymore.
Like, I mean, the odd time you'd be able to go out, we'd get a week off or whatever and go out once or twice and try and fit it in then, but other than that,
you have to
kind of you couldn't fit it in, you couldn't get up so early and things like that.
Yeah.
And then to try and train at a high level, it's not really feasible.
Obviously, Irish rugby is amazing, especially over the last couple of years. They've won Six Nations twice. So, what do you think it is about Ireland? Why are we
One of the great strengths we have now at the senior international level is the strength and depth that maybe wasn't there 3, 4, 5 years ago. And I think that can be testament to the work that's done in the provinces, that's done in the academies and the sub-academy groups, that there's more players coming through at a good level that feeds into the national then as well.
It's such a high pressure game. It can kind of affect your mental health at times, I'm sure it does. So is it important to make sure that all the guys, you know, they're in good form, they're all looking after each other as well? Yeah,
absolutely, yeah. And we've got a very tight group of players in this sub-academy here. They've been together for the entire season now, and they become very good friends, and there's great support within the group, but we would also offer support to guys who potentially need another avenue. So a number of our players have had the opportunity to speak with Enda McNulty, who works of course with the senior Leinster team and the Irish team, and he's a sports psychologist. So we try and give guys a huge amount of support off the field as well, to make sure that there is that life balance and that there's still that enjoyment in what they're doing too.
It sounds great. I wish I could do it, but definitely can't. I tried to lift one of the weights, it just wasn't happening.
But you can jump out in the pitch now if you want as well.
No, I'll just embarrass myself. I won't do that. I'll leave that to you guys. Thank you so much.
Not at all, no worries.
Thank you. I did try. Woo!